In 1895, a German physicist stumbled upon something invisible, something that would go on to transform science, revolutionize medicine, and save millions of lives for generations to come. This is the story of how Wilhelm Röntgen accidentally discovered X-rays, and in doing so, opened a window into the human body that had been previously closed for all of history. Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen was born in the small town of Lennep, Prussia, modern-day Germany, in 1845. When he was 3 years old, his family relocated to the Netherlands, where he was raised and educated. As a child, he was naturally curious, always tinkering and trying to understand how things worked. But his path to scientific greatness was far from straightforward. In fact, it nearly ended before it even began. In 1863, Wilhelm Röntgen was expelled from Utrecht Technical School for a prank he didn't commit, allegedly due to a caricature of a professor drawn by another student. With this stain on his record, his academic future was in jeopardy, and he seemed destined for obscurity. But setbacks never defined him, and it was then that he found another way forward. Determined to continue his education, Röntgen enrolled at the Polytechnic School in Zurich, Switzerland, where he studied mechanical engineering. It was there, under the mentorship of the eminent physicist August Kundt, that he found his calling. In 1869, after completing his PhD, he was prepared to begin a career in research. His early academic career saw him teaching at institutions, including the University of Strasbourg, the University of Gießen, and eventually the University of Würzburg. Röntgen gained a reputation as a meticulous, methodical scientist, but he wasn't interested in fame. He was driven purely by curiosity and a relentless desire to understand the physical world. That dedication would lead him to a discovery no one saw coming, one that would change the course of history. In the fall of 1895, Röntgen was deep into his research on cathode rays, a mysterious form of radiation that had captured the attention of physicists across Europe. On the evening of November 8, 1895, working late in his lab at the University of Würzburg, Wilhelm was conducting an experiment with a Crookes tube, a glass vacuum tube that emitted cathode rays when electrified. He passed an electric current through the tube, but something unexpected happened. A fluorescent screen across the room began to glow. At first, he thought it was a mistake. The screen was too far away to be affected by the cathode rays, even shielded from direct exposure. But the glow persisted. Röntgen, always the skeptic, decided to investigate further. For weeks, he worked in complete secrecy, meticulously experimenting with what he called X-rays, X representing the unknown. What he discovered was astonishing. These invisible rays could pass through solid objects like wood, paper, and even human flesh. Yet they were stopped by denser materials like bones and metal, leaving behind shadowy images on photographic plates. He had stumbled upon something that would forever change our ability to see inside the human body without ever making a single incision. To prove the power of his discovery, Röntgen convinced his wife, Bertha, to place her hand on a photographic plate. When he activated the X-ray beam, an image appeared that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The bones of her hand, clearly visible, with her wedding ring glowing brightly around her finger. Bertha was horrified. She reportedly whispered, "I have seen my death." But Wilhelm saw something else. He saw the future. Within months, X-rays were being used in hospitals to detect fractures, locate bullets, and diagnose illnesses. Surgeons could now see inside the human body without ever picking up a scalpel. It was the dawn of a scientific and medical revolution. In 1901, Wilhelm Röntgen was awarded the very first Nobel Prize in Physics for his groundbreaking discovery. It was a moment of global recognition, but Röntgen remained true to his principles. He refused to patent X-ray technology, believing that such a discovery belonged to the world, not to any one individual. Think about that for a second. In an era when scientific breakthroughs often led to immense personal wealth, he walked away from potential fortune, simply because he believed that his work should serve humanity, not personal gain. That level of humility is almost unheard of. Even after receiving the highest honor in science, he remained reserved and humble, continuing his research quietly until his death in 1923. He never sought the spotlight, never profited from his discovery, and never wavered in his belief that science should be for the benefit of all. His legacy is beyond measure. The discovery of X-rays paved the way for medical imaging as we know it today, from CT scans to MRIs to fluoroscopy. Every time a doctor looks at an X-ray, they are standing on the shoulders of a man who, over a century ago, followed his curiosity into the unknown. Wilhelm Röntgen's accidental discovery of X-rays is a reminder of the power of curiosity and perseverance. It's a story of how one man's dedication to understanding the unknown changed the course of history and saved countless lives. And this is just the beginning. Join us next time on Everything Rad as we explore more stories that reveal the incredible impact of medical imaging, past, present, and future. Thanks for listening, and remember, sometimes the greatest discoveries happen when we least expect them.